Hello, welcome back to Doctor Who The Adventure Games again. We're doing the Gunpowder Plot. What happened last time? Well, the TARDIS crashed into some kind of spaceship, causing these dimensional, schisms. Amy and Rory discovered the Gunpowder Plot, basically. And this lady here, Lady Winter, is involved. And she has glowing green eyes. And is clearly some sort of alien.
With your glowing eyes.
Ah, she took the words right out of my mouth. So here we are outside in London proper with its terrible skyboxes. Oh my goodness, this place looks depressing. This is meant to be outside the Houses of Parliament. Yeah, well, clearly much lower budget than the other ones. It's almost a bit depressing in a way, but I guess that's just what they had to do. And sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. So let's try and be optimistic about this one. It is the final episode of Doctor Who The Adventure Game, so let's, see it through positively. Here's something of a tailing mission, although it's not actually a tailing mission. I believe you more trigger flags, and then she appears in the distance going around a corner.
What are you doing over there?
No, not the random passerby. We'll come back to this area a bit later to explore. It's not very big. This is a bit of a windy path through it. Oh, lovely. I think I left that up a bit too long. That's a chamber pot, if you wanted to know about that. It is kind of a nice feature to have in a Doctor Who adventure game like this. Going around an actualish place in history and, learning things. It reminds me of some educational games I've played in the past. Kind of like that. The rest of the game, not so much, but, kind of the idea of exploring somewhere from the past. It's nice. Again, I still can't help myself looking around for collectible cards, even though there aren't any. I wonder why they took those out. Maybe they ran out of things to put in. Oh, clearly the cat with the glowing green eyes is the lady with the glowing green eyes.
Do your thing. Excellent. Less than excellent. Amy?
Oh my god!
Oh, it's one of the things from Mass Effect.
Amy!
Thanks, Doctor, but now what's the plan?
Plan? I'm sorry, saving you from being fried to a crisp is as far as I got. A plan.
Did he really do that much to save her?
Ah, yes! Sensitive to high frequency noise. Well done, Pond.
Wow, he's doing a real good job of hunting them down.
Well, what?
Well, how do you stop a great big angry flying
It will
jellyfish?
just repeatedly shoot
Jellyfish
at
generally
the
swim in
boxes.
water, not thin air, and they don't shapeshift either. No, that's a root. And it's been a while since I last ran in. Let me think a second.
He says he doesn't think it's going to work, but it will. You just got to get close. Oh no! It can actually shoot you from the boxes if you're not directly behind it. Simple enough though, just run up to it and use your inventory thing.
Fingernails on a chalkboard. No,
Wow. Pretty challenging stuff.
After her. Come on!
She did it again.
I hate shapeshifters. They never play fair in a chase.
What was that?
A Rutan. I'm afraid that must have been what we bumped into. A Rutan ship.
So what do they want with Guy Fawkes?
Guy Fawkes? Guido?
We saw him. Me and Rory, down in the cellars. Those cellars are under Parliament. This is 1605, Doctor. November 5th, 1605.
Yes, I know all that.
You know?
Remember.
Remember the 5th of November? How could I forget? What I don't know is why Rutan would be getting panicked.
That's a lot of
And the real
subtitles.
problem is that it might not just be Rutans. The thing about aliens is, they're never as careful as they think they are. People notice stuff, all sorts of stuff. Odd stuff, strange stuff. Come on, Pond, let's go and find the word on the smelly street. Ooh.
Rude.
Well, Doctor? Well, Doctor? Well, Doctor?
Some fabulous voice acting there. Something seems suspicious over there. When they are coming up with that blue hint text, you can't actually move for a considerably long time.
As a result of encountering the
You
legion.
just gotta wait.
You mean the Legion did this to him?
No, his brain did this to him. This is a London town crier in 1605. His brain has no point of reference for something like this. He's never seen a temporal portal before, so when his brain can't cope, it closes down.
Oh, nice. That's this minigame again. A little bit more challenging. Still not rarely challenging, but there's something I do like about these ones.
Sir, I must thank you. This strange wonder has me bewitched. It is like some gateway to another realm.
Awkward silence.
What you know about these gateways?
Little enough, I went looking for the truth behind the wild stories that young Charlie told me. And then, before I know what, a great many of these gateways appeared about the streets, and it worries me greatly.
Charlie? Who's Charlie?
A young orphan who came to me with stories of travelling through these strange gateways to the house of the Green Lady.
So what about this Green Lady? Who is she?
I haven't seen her myself, but everyone talks of an apparition of a well-to-do lady, beautiful to look at, who wanders the streets after dark. She is dressed in green, and some say her eyes glow like emeralds lit with cold fire. Others say she appears and disappears before your eyes.
You see, I am somewhat,
You said there were more of these gateways. Where are they?
in regards to her like glowing green eyes, like it didn't seem like she was causing much of a stir when she was just walking past all these passers-by. Amy and Rory didn't even notice it at first, but then apparently she's like some kind of mythical
Charlie chappie.
urban myth type
Get the
thing.
Goss, you're good at that.
Oh, yeah, you're good at the Goss. Nice one. Alright, we gotta do some stuff. We gotta find the street urchin and find out what's going on, what's up with Charlie.
I'm looking for Charlie.
Oh my god, that
Stay
run.
away from me. I ain't talking to no strangers. You might give me the plague.
Oh my god, he just runs away like no one's business.
I told you, miss, I ain't talking to no strangers what might have the plague.
Just walk a short distance away and cross your arms and oh, wow. Will the chopsticks work?
I told you, miss, I ain't talking to
No.
no strangers what might have the plague.
Can't rely on chopsticks forever, unfortunately. I just need to overcome his fear of the plague. Like, that's a simple and easy to achieve goal. Oh yeah, all I gotta do is just, ease his fear of the plague. In 1605 London. Shouldn't be a problem. Nothing to do with the chamber pot.
So, what's the gossip on the streets?
I ain't got time for gossip.
Wow. blunt. Yeah, a lot of these people here just won't talk to you, basically. There's only a handful that will. Ooh, morbid.
So, what's the gossip on the streets?
I ain't got time.
Oh, what's that sound? It is a kind of spooky sound, isn't it? Hang him! Hang him! That background doesn't look like where he was. All of the silences appear in front of the same exact brick background. I'm glad we got this social historic commentary by the Silence, the villain, the villains in season 6 of Doctor Who. I'm going completely the wrong way there.
Please, I'm in a rush.
Shoves her out of the way. Nice. Here's a lady you can talk to.
Have you seen Charlie?
He was taking care of his sister, but I've not seen him around for a couple of days. Maybe Barnaby knows where he is.
So, what's the gossip on the streets?
I hear Bill Shakespeare's new play is about a Moorish soldier who kills his wife in a fit of jealousy. Sounds right up my street.
I kind of hate in historical based things when they just do like a random pointless drop of something from around the right time. Like, oh, I hear this current Shakespeare play is good. Because it wasn't really what she was asking. It just feels like it's kind of shoved in, like, oh yeah, that's a correct history thing.
So, what's the
I don't
gossip
know.
on the streets?
Maybe I'm just
Please,
being...
I'm in a rush.
I'm just being petty. Here's something I hate. Oh, there's a silence there, but now I've triggered this conversation.
Alice Flowers, purveyor of fine herbal remedies.
Hello, Alice. My name's Amy.
And you can be sure that silence will not be there after the conversation has finished,
Oh dear, there's never
which
a
is
dull
great.
moment in London town.
So, you know, if you miss it, you miss it.
I'm looking for Charlie. Have you seen him?
Indeed I have, miss.
You can't select acts to start from in this one either, so if you want to see what he's had to say, you gotta start again.
Laughed to death. Young Barnaby is a close friend. He may know of his whereabouts.
Tell me about Barnaby.
No
Another
checkpoints you can
urchin,
use, no save
but
points
a
you can
much
use.
sadder story than Charlie's. Plague took away his family, they say, and left him with a terror of the pestilence. You'll find him wandering these streets, but don't expect much sense from him.
Okay, so we're gonna figure out how
For the
to
plague,
approach
there are
Barnaby
many
here.
Posies which can mask the poison vapours and prevent its spread. For other ailments, I'll make salves and poultices that you apply to the body.
Posies? You mean flowers?
A posy is a small bag containing a mixture of 3 herbs. Bring me bergamot, comfrey, and lavender, and I can make you one.
What kind of shop is she running if she doesn't have any of this stuff? She's clearly got things hanging up there. But yeah, look, no silence. Can't re-trigger it. That's it. Luckily, in this one case at least, I did go back and I did get that for you guys because you're worth it. Let's have a look. I'm not necessarily going to get all of these, but this one did annoy me enough to want to... There he is. Just appears out of nowhere. What about memes? So can air. But yeah, not really the same thing. Fair enough, fair enough. Better look for them flowers. They're not too hard to find, but the area is kind of large and bland enough to make it a little bit annoying. So we got that one there. This will just take us to the initial area outside Parliament. No, not those ones, but remember where those are. And no, not the Deadly Nightshade either. Two out of 3. Ain't bad. Well, it's not bad, but it's also not gonna get us the thing we need. So we do actually need the third one, but it's not too out of the way. Yeah, so those things growing up the house. Wait, no, it's not. It's not growing up the house. It's actually the thing underneath it. And she'll just whip that up for us real quick. Wow, you've actually got to interact with the things in the bowl. Yep, all 3 of them. God. She doesn't ask for any money for this. What kind of business is this lady running?
There we go. One sweet posy for your delicate, pretty young nose.
There it is.
Here, take this posy. Can we talk now?
Thanks, miss. Maybe you ain't got the plague, but you got a downright strange accent.
Well, I guess that proves we don't have the plague somehow. It's his business, not mine.
Hey, I hear you're a friend of Charlie. Can, you help me find him?
Don't know where he is. Last I saw him, he reckoned he'd found a way into the Green Lady's house. Said something about some big tunnels near Parliament, and treasure there up for grabs. I don't know how right he was, but he was desperate to find a way of helping Annie. Asked me to look after her while he was away.
Oh, cool. Looks like you're doing a real good job of that.
You're an orphan. That's got to be so hard. How do you manage?
Well, I've done all right. When my mum and dad passed on with
Nice little bit
I got sent to the
of
parish.
history learning for you.
Happens to kids when their folks go. But there's nothing for me there, so I ran away and ended up on the streets. But I'm quick. People never catch me, so I'll make enough to get by.
I want to know about that street life.
Stealing. It's wrong and it's dangerous.
Of course it's dangerous.
Wow, Amy being very judgmental of someone from a very different situation than her in a very different time. I don't see that happening in the TV show.
Haven't they?
It's awful.
Maybe it would.
You're too young to be living on the streets. You should be at school. Isn't there one you could...
Shouldn't you be in school? I guess for the purpose of full education of players. I guess that's why they're kind of making
Ain't got the money for those schools.
Rory and Amy seem a little bit dumber than they usually would, perhaps.
Letters and stuff.
Though obviously from that not constantly happening in the show, clearly you do not need to do that to get that across. But that seems to be the approach that is happening here. I suppose in something with all those dialogue trees, perhaps, that kind of pushes it towards that.
Big tunnel near Parliament, missing Charlie. Oh, I hope the doctor can make sense of all this.
Yes, let's defer to the doctor on this one, I think. What is the doctor doing during all of this? Following this man around and completing those mini games, baby.
Around that corner. Excuse me if I don't accompany you. After my
I think there's like 2 or 3 of these just random sections where he has to go and fix one of the lesions. Quite disconnected from everything else. Not real much point to them. Here's some kind of weird section where you got to run up to inclines and click climb and then jump. There's no real puzzle element to this. This is just the only way you can go. That's that, really. I mean, here's the puzzle. Well, yes, you can have him take a little quick look with the sonic screwdriver to look at where it is. It's not that interesting. And then you use the thingy to start the thing. You can start from anywhere, but usually you will be starting from the left or the right. Oh yeah, here, this one is bouncing all over the place. It's a bit more interesting, this one. Kind of into it. Oh, no, that one. That one. It won't let you pick on the incorrect side.
Very well done, sir. I must say I'm impressed with your skill with the arcane arts.
That guy does not give a flip about... I don't know. I've sworn in these before, I'm sure. He doesn't give a flip about the voice acting. Well, or maybe that's how he was directed. I don't want a voice or all of my criticism purely at the voice acting, but not a fan of that character. Not a fan. This time the leash is on the other side of this fence. We got to figure out how to get to the other side of the fence. Classic adventure game situation. Very basic puzzle. Doesn't take that long to figure out. What we got to do here is we need to get the attention of the person in the house. None of our current inventory will do it, but luckily there is just some random gravel you can pick up on the ground. No prizes for guessing what we're going to do with the gravel, and then what we're going to do with other inventory items to gain access to the garden. It's not that complicated.
All right, all right.
I appreciate not all adventure game puzzles have to be complicated,
What do you want?
but on some level with some of these ones, not necessarily this one,
I don't care if it's the
I almost feel like
himself.
I'd rather just not have a puzzle to get through this gate. I'd rather just be able to go through the gate. Because it's so low level. It's like, there's the window and there's the gravel right there.
Right away.
I don't know. I said I was going to try and be optimistic about this. You know, I enjoy
Come in, sir. Welcome.
it's nice to feel like you're going around London in the 1600s. I guess it's not really an era you see in games very often. It's usually like Victorian times and things these days. Oh my goodness. Well, that's all sorted then.
Ah, Doctor, there you are.
Of course I'm here. I'm having way too much fun to be anywhere else. Now, what do we know about Charlie?
They say he's been following Winters to her house.
Her house? Interesting. That might mean he knows where her ship is. But do we know where Charlie is?
He's disappeared. Last time anyone saw him, he was wet and had been underground. Near
Do you know anywhere?
Oh boy.
Sounds like the drains. Vile place, dark.
Yep, wet and underground. That's the drains, alright.
With rats.
Sounds lovely.
Looks like we got some sewer levels coming up, folks. At least there won't be any dodgy skyboxes there if it's underground. Join me for that. That'll be fun. Hint, might not be fun, but it might be. So look forward to it. I'll see you then.